Hi, my name is Christian Posta. I'm the Global Field CTO at Solo.io. And in this quick demo, we're going to take a look at keeping the API keys that you would use to call LLM models out of the hands of developers and AI agents so they cannot be misused, and we can enforce governance and audit and compliance a little bit better in our enterprise environments. We're going to use a project called Agentgateway. Agentgateway is used to manage the connectivity between agents and LLMs, agents and MCP servers or MCP tools, and agents and other agents. So in this case, we're going to take a look at the config. What we want to do is provide a path. I'm going to provide it at /OpenAI, but we want to, from the gateway, inject the right keys, API keys in this case, to call OpenAI. On the client side, we don't want to give those keys up. We want to use the same mechanisms internally that we already use for authentication and authorization. And in this case, we're going to tie up to our single sign-on mechanisms, and from there we can write authorization rules. Now there's some other things in here around rate limiting and prompt guarding, but we'll cover those in a different demo. From our client, what we'll see is we can log in using our identity provider, our enterprise identity provider. And this is where we want to tie all internal users to our identity provider, not some random API keys. So if we log in with a user, we'll use Keycloak in this demo, but Okta, Entra, Ping, all the same. And we log into our client, then what we can see when we configure this is that we can set up a connection to our gateway, right, on /OpenAI, and we'll configure it to use OAuth. Or we'll configure it to use the single sign-on that we used for to sign into this application. All right, so now when I make a new chat, tell me about API keys and their drawbacks, we can see we're using the OpenAI model, and so those requests will go through our gateway. If we take a look before we make the call, oh, we don't even have our gateway running, so it's a good thing I came here. We'll start up our gateway with the configuration that I just showed you, running here. And now let's go ahead and make the call. And this will call the gateway with our single sign-on credentials. The gateway will approve the call, in this case. And then the gateway will inject or exchange the credentials to be able to use the API keys for calling OpenAI. If we take a look at the logging, I have specifically enabled certain logs, including the prompts. We can see that the authentication is true. It came from our internal identity provider. We can see what model we're trying to call. We should also see the user's ID or the subject. JWT.subject is around here somewhere. Right here. Right. So we can perform authentication authorization internally based on controls that we would expect inside of the enterprise without proliferating these API keys everywhere. If this was an interesting topic to you, please reach out. My name is Christian Posta. Reach out to Solo, and look forward to the future videos. Thanks.